420, damn it.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
You know, I have discovered that you can unmute your mic during that and we can sing along.
I know. I don't bother, though, just to, make it better for you guys.
Yeah.
Can I do a mic test?
Yep.
Check.
Much better, sweetie. Thank you.
Okay.
I hate you have such a pretty voice, and I hate it when it sounds horrible. Sorry.
You know what? They were Samsung, whatever these super friggin' Bud Pro things are. Not very pro.
Oh,
apparently.
yeah, I have some of those. I can't remember who gave them to me. And yeah, so I'm trying something different. They've got some new things here on Streamcast, or StreamYard, where I'm recording each video and each audio of all of us separately so that I can dissect it later.
So at the end of the show, don't run out the door right away, Darcy, and just take off. You got to wait for it to finish downloading, Darcy.
Okay.
Yeah, Darcy.
Did you catch that, Darcy?
Did you catch that, Darcy?
Darcy, did you get that?
Is your device charged up? Because I know you have a tendency of having it die just at the end of the show.
Where's your camera, Darcy?
If I turn my camera on, it's going to eat my phone like crazy.
We have to.
Yeah, but you put it on the wireless charger, didn't you?
Marcel, I didn't go look for that wireless charger down in that mounted boxes. You know better than that.
Oh my God!
That's a good idea.
It's only been a month since we've done a show, so and how long? How long have we been doing
plug
it?
His phone in and be on the show.
How long have we been doing? Why?
Because it's an Apple.
So plug it into your computer that you don't have. What happened to your computer, buddy?
My computer. Me and Marcel tried to fix this problem today, and it didn't work.
Where's your Bluetooth headset?
I got my headset on, but it's plugged in because the battery in these wireless headphones died. But I can still use them if I plug it in this way.
Oh, so you just didn't recharge your headset?
No, it's recharged. It's just the power button's going on them. I had my brother dissect them when he was up here, and he said
the problems, podcast problems.
Yeah,
bad luck with technology.
Well, it's just technology just doesn't like me very much. And I'm with Eastlink, and I find their stuff isn't as bad.
You know what? I'll tell you. Every time I'm not with Eastlink here, I'm with Shaw, which is soon to be Rogers again. But every time I've been on Eastlink a couple of times in my past, and I've always had no issues with them ever. The guy who came and installed me at my apartment in Durham looked at me and said, "They won't care what you do as long as your bill is paid." So I was like, "Cool," because I was sucking a lot of bandwidth back then. Right, doing
totally different related topic here, Al.
Okay, we're switching topics.
Were you looking for? I can get you Mac seats that they're Mac V2, but they're $300 a pack.
Well, we can talk about that. Sure. What, the Mac 1? You mean?
Well, it's Mac V2, right?
Oh, okay, but it's the same but different.
Second version.
Oh, okay.
His second version of it, right? But they also have Granny Mac, and they have Banana Mac there too.
It's a nice strain. I like it. But
and the small packs of V2 are like 6 seats. They go for $150.
Wow, seats are getting expensive, aren't they?
Well, for true cap seeds, for capulator seeds, they are expensive. And
What's a capulator seed?
That's the breeder.
Oh, that's the name of the breeder.
Yeah, and his genetics, he doesn't sell his genetics just anywhere. Only certain sites sell his genetics.
Oh, cool.
And they come sealed a certain way and packaged a certain way, and yeah. So,
oh, awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that off air. And I know that Dale's got some Northern Lights he's going to have for me soon. So
yeah, well, the Northern Lights, he's getting his true Northern Lights too.
That's what he said. Yeah,
it comes from Todd McCormick and Mel Frank.
Oh, cool. Well, you see, then that's what I mean. I'm going to spend a little bit of money getting this thing going. I want to have some good genetics, right? But I also still don't want to spend $600-800 for 4 seeds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's just it. I mean, if you want that certain strain, and that certain strain is only bred by this certain person, and this certain person charges this amount of money for his genetics, well.
Then you're growing it out to be mothers and getting as many clones off of it as you can.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not just buying one seed for one plant at that point.
No, I know that.
But a lot of them high-priced genetic seeds, most of them are feminized, and the reason, or they're regular seeds, and the reason that's why they're so much money is because they know you're going to get a male, you're going to get a female, but depending on who you are and what you're looking for them unicorns in that pack. So, and you might get one, you might not, and that's like you said, it's a lot of money to spend for them genetics.
Wow. I just want to take a second and welcome to anybody who's new, listening or watching, and because we are officially on Roku now. So
a Roku.
Yep. So
what's up, Roku?
We're sitting in people's bedrooms now. Hello. Kind of like Johnny Carson used to do, except for we're earlier and we're stoned.
And we're on CBG TV.
And we're on CBG TV as well, yes.
I don't even know what that is.
Something new. You'll be hearing about it soon.
Yeah, CBG TV and Lenny.
Yep. It's a co-op of broadcasters that have gotten together to produce stuff like this. So there's a lot of content over there from all different networks. So we are over there as well. Yep.
Yeah, I watched the last show.
Did you watch it? Did you like it?
On my Roku TV for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it was and I've also something else I can bring up.
It's not just Roku, right?
No, it's Roku.
No.
It's Apple TV, Roku, Google.
Any smart TV that can get the app.
Yeah, but it's also on other apps. Apple TV.
What's the app called? Roku?
No, on Roku.
On Roku, we are in the Boxcast app for now. Working on setting up our own app, so you just go clicky. But yes, we're on Apple TV, Roku, pretty much anywhere you can watch 1080 DP video. So it's Al Graham and Pace Radio, and it's Kelly Renee and Kelly's Green Lounge, and Green Irene is also involved as well. So there's a lot of content going out on there. It's not just us. So yeah, man. Do you want to see the new preview? The promo? Let's play the promo.
Yes.
Okay. So
show them what I like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Al put that together. Al Graham put that together. It came out pretty good, actually. Why am I hearing an echo?
Stubby.
No, it's not you. You have a headset on.
Is it me?
Oh, I don't know, but whatever that was got in my fucking eardrum, and then went right up to my.
That was Marijane blowing out
my brain
right into her microphone.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
It was.
Yeah.
It was too.
What?
It was.
Yep.
Yup, that was. It was.
No. Take a toke and do it again.
Plug your ears.
Now, lean your head down. No, you.
I think she had a little like left twist or something to when she blew it out that time when it hit the mic. There you go.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to mention is we did our thing about Allen Park. We had a little show last week, which was really good. I really enjoyed doing that. I enjoy chatting with Paul Hartman and Kim. And out of that, I approached Kim and Danny about running all of the Green Crush podcasts on 420 Radio. So we're going to start doing that sometime in the new year. So that'll be interesting.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, I want it's what
More
we're doing.
people need to hear those episodes.
Exactly. And yes, they are all on YouTube. You can go right now and watch them. But we want to put them out there once a week as a show in its entirety, unedited, and because Alan had a very individual way of doing things, and the first show that I'm running is yours, my dear. Yeah, I found it this afternoon. Yeah, I found it this afternoon, so that's the first one.
I feel like we should go in his order.
No, you want to go in his order? I don't know. I thought about playing that first. I thought about playing that first just to introduce his style and his thing, the first show, and then we'll go in order. How's that?
See, I would just go in order. Just because I would want to keep. Who knows? He could have a flow through in what he's, one topic to the next.
I believe that there pretty much is a flow because, it's his whole, it's his rants, it's his story. Alan had
just think if we during our conversation, mine and his, we say something that you would have picked up earlier.
Actually,
right?
your show is kind of in the middle, I think. It was kind of in the middle. Like he did, there's 50 some odd episodes. Some are little specials. Some are done with Paul. Most are done Alan and a guest. He's been on the show here a couple of times.
Yeah.
I've never been on his show, but I know, like I said, Marijane has, and so you'll see that eventually. But that's coming in the new year. And now I know that Marcel's holding his tongue because he's seen some articles in our thread.
No, I'm still reading.
He's still reading
how they've done this study. So you go on, keep going. Let me finish.
What am I supposed to keep going on?
Whatever you're talking about, I'm not listening.
What are you supposed to keep going on? Just keep.
Well, we should talk about cannabis because this is the 420 radio show.
Yeah, what's everybody smoking tonight? I'll start.
Dean brought me over this, and I don't know what it is, but I was told it's a sativa, and it's very nice. It tastes really good, but it's making me tired, so it ain't a sativa.
Yeah, what are you smoking, MJ?
I spoiled myself this week. I got Bruce Banner, Gator Breath, Platinum Kush. I got some Blue Mateo. And then over here I got Pineapple Chunk, Black Widow, Strawberry Lime Recon, and some Green Crack.
Holy, look at you, Christmas girl.
I told you I spoiled myself this week. I'm going roller skating tomorrow for my friend's birthday.
I bet you're excited.
They have roller skating rinks?
Shit, yeah. So in Ontario, there's this one place. Okay, this guy custom ordered the biggest disco ball in the world. I'm going tomorrow night. I'm so excited. He's actually gone around to all of the other roller rinks and bought up all the roller skates.
Belleville?
What's that?
Going to the Belleville's roller skating rink?
No, it's not in Belleville. And I'm not telling people where I'm going because I don't want them to crash my party.
Oh, don't crash your party.
I think
So
go Google biggest disco ball.
Right. There's your hint.
And if you
What if
find
they
her,
want to go roller skating?
if you
though?
find her, I'm sure she'll
Well, they
give you a
can,
doobie.
but I'm sure, like, if you found me, yeah, no, you couldn't keep up with my party anyway. So
She's got a big
come
bodyguard.
and roller skate.
She's got a big bodyguard that's always with her, so you know.
No, I'm leaving him at home. It's girls' night.
Oh.
Woo woo.
That could be even worse than the bodyguard sometimes.
That's so true.
That's like a
girls' night.
That's like a whole bunch of little chihuahuas. And that wouldn't be good.
No, we're Doberman.
That's even worse.
Yeah, no chihuahuas.
What are you smoking, Marcel?
Oil.
Pearl.
I was smoking hash.
Yeah. You never tried none of that bud yet?
Tastes good. No.
I gotta get some to Lennie.
What's that? Your hash?
Well, that and some.
Which bud are you talking about?
Yeah. I suppose you got 4
I got handed
pies.
At least.
Yeah. No, some of that. LA Kush cake I got.
Well, that sounds yummy.
It's got. I find it's got a really creamy flavor to it.
Creamy.
LA Kush cake's one of my favorites. Period.
Yeah.
What's BBH?
Blackberry Hammer.
Okay.
You know, my creamsicle actually came out real nice, although the terps aren't really there. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. What, Mary Jane? Oh.
I just knocked my camera.
Oh. Is that a big thing when you grow your own? Like, why would you lose the flavor?
Drying process could be many different factors, Al. I shouldn't just say drying process, but many different factors. I mostly lead a lot of it to the drying process, though, because terpenes are very volatile as soon as you cut them.
So the drying process. So you're blaming me.
Too over dry it or too fast.
Well, I know it is over dry. I'm wondering if that air blower dryer thing you gave me is a little too much. If it does it a little too quickly. To be honest. Like it's come out good. I've got it.
Depends on what the humidity's at, but it should only take 2 to 3 days to dry.
And that's what I was doing. Yeah, what I did was I dried it for a couple of days, and then I put it into bags, and then it sat in my dresser in a drawer for what's been about 3 weeks, I guess. And I mean,
oh no.
Wait,
what?
You didn't open it after you put it in the bag? You just put it in the bag and put it away?
No, I put it in the thing, and it's sitting there, and then I put it into another bag. Now everything's in bags now.
But did you burp it?
Of course I did.
Okay, so you went through a curing process.
I did, yes, and I've been smoking it as well. So yeah,
it didn't
worked
sound
out.
like it.
No, it's all been good. I mean, I've got a whole plant sitting in a bucket still that I'm letting just dry that I'm going to use for hash, right? And I probably got. I want to say close to a pound. I want to say close to a pound, but I mean those little guys went through a lot to get here, to get to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, my friends, the biggest problem that I found that people were doing was like you're saying, it's in the drying and the curing process. Yep. They would assume that it was dry because it would feel dry.
Yep.
And then they would take it and put it into a jar or in a bag and leave it. And I'm like, the moisture comes back, like there's still moisture in there, and then it would get moldy and
what I got into the habit of doing is checking to see when it's dry to touch, but it's still sticky. That's when I put it in a bag.
Yeah.
It's called jar rot, MJ, and it's from improper storage and improper drying of your cannabis. It happens to the best of us if you don't know what you're doing. And what it is moisture in your stock.
Yeah, that's exactly where the dampness comes
that's
from.
That's true then. A lot of your issues after you've cut them down comes from the moisture in the stock, right? And is that why
moisture in that?
Is that why a lot of people choose to trim wet as opposed to dry?
No.
Yeah, but you.
Well, no.
I mean,
no, it's because a lot of the leaves, there's still moisture in the leaves and stuff too. It's just taking longer for it to dry. Like you're making more work for yourself.
So easy way to do it is when I trim, if I trim wet, then you're just collecting the buds. So what I'll do is I'll leave about 2 inches of stem sticking out of a bud every now and then, especially the bigger buds. So if I have a big bud, I'll leave a longer stem sitting out. I know it's dry when I snap that stem.
Yes.
When that stem snaps, then I know that bud is dry.
That's when I pulled it out of the bag and put it into bags.
But I don't pick the thinnest ones to do this. These are all on the larger size stems. Then I know that it's dry enough, ready to be bagged. When it gets in the bag, I still have to burp it.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
Right? Because there's still going to be a bit of moisture left in there.
Yeah, every time you close that bag, it's like you can see it on the side.
Well,
it's not just that you're allowing fresh air in.
I usually leave the top open anyways for just a little bit. I don't like crinkle it down and seal the bag. No, I leave it open. Just like a lunch bag.
See, I use jars rather than bags.
Well, you know what? If I had jars, I probably would. But I found
depending on how much you grow, it's expensive.
They're very expensive
I
found 20 sandwich bags for like $4.99. So
Yeah. Oh, I know people use those big the totes.
That's what I've been using to trim, and that's
the big.
That's where my trim is.
As long as they seal tight.
Yep.
Yes.
But those are also really good for rehydrating. So if you over dry your weed, just take a piece of paper towel, fold it up, tape it to the lid of the container, add a few drops of distilled water.
Or sterile.
That's sterile water anyways. But distilled water, I mean, it's cheap. You can get it for like $1 a gallon at the grocery store.
So why would you not use tap water?
Because the chlorine and the flavors and everything are going to go into your pot.
Thank you. I just wanted our listeners to hear that.
Yeah, some people would say put an orange peel or a lemon peel or something like that. That's great for brown sugar, but
that's instant
really
mold. I found
because that's a mold.
I used to put an orange rind or an apple rind in my bag when I got it really dry. Instant mold. Instant.
Yeah.
Yep. We used to we thought it would add flavor.
Yeah. No.
We didn't know any better.
Well, it'll add flavor, but sometimes it can be an adverse flavor. You'd have to be really.
Yeah. Who likes orange and lemon rind? Gross.
Well, no. You don't like marmalade?
Ew.
Marmalade uses orange and lemon, right?
Ew.
I like marmalade.
Yuck! What are you? What marmalade? No. What's that like? Yellow stuff?
Yeah, yellow jam.
I always call it shitty jam.
Shitty
Ew!
jam, Lennie,
That's disgusting.
It was when I was a kid. Now I actually like it.
Yeah, but you like sauerkraut, so.
But it's really good if you baste your chicken in it when you cook it.
You had to say that word, didn't you, MJ?
3, sauerkraut. 2, 1.
It's good.
I'm sorry, but that kills me every time.
You had to say the word.
It's still funny.
Yes. Anytime I hear that word, I have to play it. It's the key word.
That's
We'll
hilarious.
do that every couple of weeks. We'll just say sauerkraut.
No, I'm with you, MJ. I when I was a kid, I was made to eat a big plateful of that stuff, and I sat there for hours.
He is somebody that should eat it.
Yeah, no, I'll eat probiotics. Lennie will look after me with probiotics.
Yeah, well, good sauerkraut's cheaper. And
No, I
tastier.
couldn't even imagine what that would do if
you
it
put
hit
it
my
on like an
stomach.
Oktoberfest sausage with some good mustard.
Oh, that's gross.
No, it's good. Not wine sauerkraut, because wine sauerkraut's gross.
That's what she had. That's what she was
know.
using.
Is
I
that
remember.
what I had?
Yeah. I don't even eat wine.
Either way, it was
sauerkraut.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Well, my journey of trying new things has continued. I
Wine
just haven't been posting
sauerkraut
about
is
it.
good warm though. If you heat it up, it's good.
Ew, heated. It was disgusting cold.
What about crickets?
I would
You
not
into
want to
eating
try it
crickets?
heated.
Have
No,
you
I
crickets
seen.
yet?
No.
Everybody's
I
going
stayed.
to
Okay,
go.
so I started deviating from the eating new things and watching new things because all I was doing was sitting at home and watching TV and eating a bunch of shit.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you
I just
should
started
you should at
doing
least
more
try
things.
cricket.
I just got
You
a.
can get them at most health food stores now.
I just got a
I know
storm warning.
there's a candy store here. I could probably get. I think they were like ranch flavored or
Like an
something.
actual
Or
candy
pickle,
store?
maybe.
Flavored, you can get non-flavored. You can get cricket powder, which is pretty much a protein.
Like a
powder.
protein powder. No. Thank you, but no.
Why?
I don't care what Gates says. I'm not eating crickets.
See, you will eventually.
It's bad
And
enough I
you-
eat
and
cows that are fed chicken shit as feed.
Who feeds cows chicken shit?
The entire commercial farming industry.
Yeah, I don't buy from a commercial farming industry, so.
Well, I buy at a grocery store. So.
I buy from a small butcher shop that gets it right from the farmer.
Yeah, I need to start doing that. My aunt even owns a farm. I don't know what I'm doing.
So
It's
how's
gross.
the weather- how's
and
the
to
weather
hear that
up
the
in-
FDA allows that.
Then he probably goes and buys half a cow from a farm.
I try to, yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
butcher in
That's
the
smart.
grocery store here. It's fucking awesome.
I wish I had a big enough freezer. I would buy half a pig or.
So what's the
Grow
weather
your own
like
pig.
down there? Over
Go
there.
to your own pig. You get a suckling pig in the spring,
And
you
just grow it in
raise
the
him up-
house.
Raise him up in the backyard. He'll eat literally everything that you throw out
What's
there.
hilarious is
including-
I have a pen back there. I could just stick it already.
Yeah, and you can throw him in there, and then come the fall, you slit his throat and hang him up and gut him and pig out.
Come on, Porky, we're
Literally.
going for a drive.
Turn
And
him into
take Porky
bacon.
to my aunt's house.
And this isn't
Yeah.
a potbelly pig either, MJ.
No, don't get potbelly pigs. There's not enough meat on them. They're heavy little bastards, but the meat's not
Heavy
as
little
good as a big
bastards.
pig.
There's no way my children are gonna let me eat our pet.
Don't let it be a pet.
Yeah, okay. hmm
Don't even name
We gotta
it.
feed this animal. We gotta
if you
feed
want
this animal in the backyard every day and take care of it.
Call
But
it
guess
pork.
what? At the end of the
Call-
year,
call-
we're just gonna.
Call him Kevin
You can-
Bacon.
No,
Call
you
him
can
pork
call
belly?
them pork and bacon. This is where pork and bacon come from, and then you can
Yeah.
show them the whole
Oh
process.
man.
The whole process.
I just look at it and look at you. Yeah, you're named Christmas dinner.
Wow.
Because real bacon from a pig tastes totally different than what you get in the grocery store.
But
Yeah, I've never
for
liked
somebody-
that kind of meat.
But for somebody that wants to live off-grid type thing and be somewhat self-sustainable, pig is a perfect animal to use.
Hey, Lan,
Yeah.
are you happy that you gave up the hockey game for this crap?
Yeah, it was the last place.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was the last place.
Yeah, Toronto's not doing too bad, are they?
Churros solid.
Last place team, eh?
With Yarmouth.
So sure.
Is it so sure? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're somewhere tied. Then you got Edmundston up there. Edmundston, yeah. Hey, let's go to this cannabis thing that I was reading.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you're done reading now?
Yeah, this was an article that came over from the Growth Op the other day. And it said, cannabis is no better than a placebo for treating pain. New research. But what there is there's no new research.
No.
Okay? It basically said that they used an algorithm and went through all of the studies that have been done around the world on medical cannabis and pain. But they also included the impact that media has on swaying people's opinion. So when you get down to this final thing, it's basically saying that we cannot say 100% certainty that media coverage is responsible for the high placebo response observed in our review. But given placebos were shown to be just as good as cannabis for managing pain, our results show just how important it is to think about the placebo effect and how it can be influenced by external factors such as media coverage.
Okay, now just remind people that's Post-Media talking.
Yeah.
Which is one of the largest media companies in Canada. They own several newspapers. And this is one of their online things that focuses on cannabis.
Yeah, so the headline is misleading because what
that's
they're
my
basically
point.
saying through the whole thing is they've taken the info from all of these studies, especially ones that had placebos, and what they're not convinced is that they weren't all double blind, so that the placebo effect, they're saying, is just as big a factor of actual cannabis. Some in double-blind trials, like ours that we did, there was a definite observation of which ones right away had medicine and which ones had placebo. Right? But because not all of those treatments were done or tests were done that way, they didn't get the same types of responses. So right away they say that it must be a placebo effect. The whole thing is bogus, but the problem is it's being put out at a time that another article from MJ Biz comes out and says, does cannabis shrinking medical cannabis market offer lessons for other nations? And it's totally based on cannabis spending. And what they're saying is that medical cannabis sales flatlined and have stayed the same. So bringing in quarter two of 2022, they brought in $109 million on the medical program, while the non-medical came in at $1.25 billion. So why would the medical sales flatten out and stay the same from 2016?
Liar.
Multiple reasons.
Liar.
Pardon?
Multiple reasons.
There's quite a few. One is not a whole lot of doctors now are doing medical cannabis when they can just tell their patients just go to the dispensary and get what you need.
That's one.
All right. The taxes have driven a lot of patients back to the gray markets.
I know one.
Yep.
The biggest one why a lot of people I heard switch to rec market instead of medical is because product availability. It went from the same cannabis that they were purchasing on the medical market through the same LP for years. All of a sudden, it wasn't available, but it was available on the OCS website because the OCS went and bought it all out. Yeah. So lack of availability.
There's a reason why it flatlined. Because and look out how many LPs have disbanded or gotten rid of their medical cannabis programs because they'd rather go after the big bucks on the recreational market.
Yep.
That's actually not the reason they get rid of it.
Why?
Most medical cannabis consumers want a lot of variety. Most LPs just do not have variety.
That's always an issue too.
That's a legit issue.
Yeah, because the rec market is looking for high THC.
If you only grow 4 or 5 strains, like that's not a very big menu and so forth. So, but the other reason you're missing is how many Canadians actually don't even have a doctor. And then how long does it take you to get into that doctor? And fuck, I don't want to leave work to go to that doctor. I'm just going to the dispensary.
Yeah. Well,
and you have to have a doctor that's willing to even say, sure, and know how to fill out the paperwork. I know a doctor that's
if
like,
you can get a doctor.
My family doctor is like, cannabis is great. I know you, like, I'm happy it works for you, but he's like, I don't know how to prescribe it. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Oh, it's easy. Here, I have a form. Fill this out.
Yeah.
Put your stamp on it, and we're done. The problem is finding a doctor.
A, it's for step A, get a doctor, and B, find a doc. Like, once you get one, what are the odds you actually have one that understands anything about cannabis or will do anything with it?
Yeah. It took me 6 years on a wait list when I first moved to Belleville to, like, put my name on the list. And I waited and waited and waited. 6 years. And I think the wait list is longer now.
Nova Scotia's little province of around 1 million people has more than 116,000 Nova Scotians on the province wait list for a family doctor.
There you go.
Over 10% of our population can't get a doctor.
That's why I kept my doctor in Toronto, and he has no problem with it.
And our hospitals, their staffs are basically overworked into the bone, and the reason being is they fired all the ones that were smart enough not to get a vaccine.
You know, my friend's daughter.
But they say there's
one of her little ones poked her in the eye. She had to go to the hospital, and then they sent her all the way up to Thunder Bay, and then she had to come all the way back to the hospital again. It's like that's 5 hours in the car after being stabbed in the eye. You know, because nobody would see them here.
Yes.
You had just said that thing about. They say there's
they tell people. They tell people that there's no beds.
Okay,
the biggest crock of shit. Yep. Oh, I know what it means, but the average person does not. It makes it sound like there are no beds available in the hospital. That every single bed is taken. That's what it sounds like to the average person.
No,
right. But what it means is they don't have staff.
Sometimes
they don't have the staff to maintain those beds.
I know.
Because every doctor,
that's why it frustrates me.
Has to be taken care of.
Yep.
Right.
Well, it's like teachers in a school. You can only have so many students per class. You can only have so many patients per staff member. You know, like, I get it, but it frustrates me that they just tell people, oh, it's due to lack of beds, but they don't explain to people that it's like what the reason is. Most people just, like I said, they think, oh, well, there's not enough beds. There's too many people in the beds.
You know what?
That's not the case.
I worked in the hospital. I worked at Toronto East General many years ago. And, I mean, they were so busy in Emerge back then that they were putting people in the hallways. When I took my mom to Branson Hospital in Toronto, she was in the hospital Emerge in the hallway for 4.5 hours, sitting there on a gurney.
Nothing's changed. Probably worse.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
I've been to the hospital twice in the last 3 months. Once when I had COVID, and the other time was when I dropped a bin on my foot. And it was so funny because when I went in, they asked me, have you been in contact with anybody with COVID? And I was like, yes. And they're like, have you taken a test? I said, yes. They said, was it positive? I said, yes. They said, okay. And then they still treated me like I was just a normal person.
Yes.
Like I was fine.
You were
right? Like that I was.
Person.
I know, but not like when I went in to get my foot done, they ended up putting me in the other side, which was just like the less, because I guess my foot is not as
because your foot
I was having trouble breathing.
Is what it was. Yeah. Your foot stank. Is what it was. So they moved you into the other.
It wasn't my foot stank. Maybe it's because I was wearing a onesie. I don't know.
You got toe fungus, MJ. That's what it was.
Triage. Is stroke or heart attack first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go in right away. Broken bones.
That's the side they.
You
that's
can
the
sit
side they put
for
me in
4 or
when I went
5
for
hours
COVID.
comfortably with broken bone.
Yeah, and when it was in
14 hours but it may get
When they,
uncomfortable.
well, they did the X-ray, and she said to me, just so you know, whether it's broken, fractured, or nothing, she said the treatment is still the same. Like, we can't do anything for you other than give you painkillers. I was like, okay, I would just like to know, did I fracture or shatter anything in my foot?
Yeah.
Nope.
Which I did not.
No. I mean, so it's a long ways from your heart, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
One that they've seemed to be ignoring a lot is severe abdominal pain.
Okay.
Which, I mean, when they do the triage, they take your blood pressure, they check your oxygen, check your temperature, check your overall health quickly. But for severe abdominal pain, it's something that should be looked at because there's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually just had that happen here not too long ago, where a guy went to the hospital, severe abdominal pain. They checked him over and said, yeah, it was not, or no, they left him sitting in the waiting room all night. And the next day went home. It got worse. He went back and he was dead by 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
His entire lower intestine, his entire bowel was dead. So
how does that even happen and they miss it?
Very likely it probably got a twist in it and got kinked off and then didn't get the blood supply and it dies. But it's little things like that I don't know, the triage nurses seem to ignore. Then the other thing they'll do is if you get a kid in there that's screaming, they'll try and get that one through fast. Only because it's disrupting
to get them out.
Everybody else. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of priorities. It's just that I feel for them. They're overworked. I understand that they're overworked. But that's the fault of the government and the hospital. I guess, what is it? What's here?
Well, we're seeing some provinces actually allow those workers back.
Well, yeah, but they all should be allowed back. And they should be given wages.
Absolutely. Well, they should be given retroactive, some sort of like I'm sorry payment. Like right now, the city of Toronto is allowing their employees back, the unvaccinated ones, as they should. But I don't know if I told you guys before, my dad went into retirement because he decided not to get the vaccination. But in doing so, he wasn't able to get all of his like benefits or something like that, and he was supposed to work for like another 3 years of like earnings. So I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen now, if there's any sort of like appeal process that he can do, or
but
I don't see my dad going back to work. It's been 2 years now.
But did he voluntarily retire?
It was a coerced retirement.
Yeah, that might be a little different. It's a little harder to prove coercion.
Well, I told him he had enough vacation and sick days that he could have taken 2 years sick and vacation days, and then, I don't know.
But for the doctors and the nurses that got outed, a lot of them...
Yeah, they should definitely be back.
No, but a lot of them have moved and gone on to other jobs. Like,
can't say I blame them.
A lot went to the States and became nurses and doctors down in the States. Some probably went back to their own countries. But we got a shitty end of a deal in Nova Scotia for well, every province does. Every province has a doctor shortage. Every province has hospital closures. It's just wonderful. Let's look on the bright side.
Yeah, let's look at some new articles. There's
Biden,
a bright side.
Biden,
yeah.
If you can imagine, Biden, President Biden signed a medical marijuana research bill.
Yep. He actually signed it.
He signed a marijuana research bill into law, making history by enacting the first piece of standalone federal cannabis reform legislation in U.S. history.
There's an article.
Bill cleared the House in April and the Senate last month, and a White House spokesman confirmed that the president intended to sign it. On Friday, he did just that.
Yep.
So wait,
what's
is that
it
today?
mean?
Yeah, today.
Yep, today.
So what's the change?
Well, the president he remained opposed to federal cannabis legalization, but
So
he
what did it change?
but he campaigned on a number of more modest marijuana reforms, including promoting research, decriminalization, and rescheduling cannabis under the Controlled Substances Act. That would be nice. He also issued a mass pardon for Americans who've committed federal cannabis possession cases in October, and directed administrative review into cannabis scheduling. Yeah, there's way too many people in U.S. prisons for possession. So, yeah, he's allowing marijuana research.
Yeah,
research is foundational
not
for the
legalization.
path forward on cannabis policy.
Not legalization though. Research.
Just research.
Yeah, don't get your hopes
medical
up.
marijuana and cannabinoid Research Expansion Act will make it easier to study the impacts and potential of cannabis. So he's going to allow.
Wait, when's the next election?
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna gear up to say, okay, we've done enough studying now. Let's make it legal, just so that way people will be like, yeah, vote Biden, not Trump.
If he wants to guarantee his win, that's what he should do.
Yeah,
Right?
but the pharmaceutical
It worked
industry
for
won't
Trudeau.
let him do it.
No, he just has to say he's gonna do it.
Oh, well,
Right?
Like I said, it worked for
Justin
Trudeau.
Trudeau told us he was going to legalize marijuana.
Oh,
What did we get? We got 14
worse.
extra. We got 14 extra criminal offenses.
There you go.
He had Normal go around to all of the events and push the Liberal Party.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
he did.
like
He wasn't stupid. He got elected, and he got to drive a whole bunch of new laws and regulations down everybody's throat, and everybody goes, "Oh, he's awesome because he legalized marijuana." No, he didn't. He bastardized marijuana.
yeah, but only the people that actually like know cannabis know that he bastardized it. There's a lot of people out there that still just think, hey, it's so great. I can go to the cannabis store once a week and grab my
That's
pack
what I
of
mean.
pre-rolls and my drinks and my whatever. And I'm like, oh, like there's so much work left to be done.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. I know that I'm going to be like 85 standing on Parliament Hill with a fucking megaphone screaming about something or other, and I don't want it to be cannabis. Not when I'm 85. Like,
Not
have
still.
this shit right by then, you know?
Nah, it won't happen.
They'll never make it right.
Bring on the asteroid.
Yeah, well, they may not make it right with cannabis, but they're going to make it right with mushrooms. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited about that, but they're just going to put it into a lab form and a synthetic form, and then they're going to test all that and be like, oh, it's not working. Just like Marinol. Why is it not working? Because you're not giving us the whole friggin' thing. I want it all.
Oh, the French toast has another article out.
The French toast. I got
French
some.
toast. It's the most trusted name in cannabis.
Yeah, and you don't need to add any syrup.
Who's the most trusted name in cannabis?
The French
toast.
French. Oh, fresh
It's the
toast.
fresh toast,
Not French.
Yeah. Not
I thought
French
you said
toast.
French.
It's fresh toast.
No, sorry,
Okay.
fresh. Legal medical
Fresh.
marijuana linked with less opioid use from cancer patients.
Yeah.
How much do you think this is going to piss off the pharmaceutical industry?
They
A
shouldn't
new
get mad
study
about
by
that.
the AMA, but a new study by the AMA found medical marijuana curbed opioid use and provided an alternate route for cancer treatment. Booyah.
There you go. Strike 4.
They're going to be burnt toast very soon if they don't watch themselves.
So everybody's been freaking out about the survey that we did.
Oh, yes, that was the last show.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody keeps saying that they're going to take away the medical cannabis program and things like that.
Well, there was one question that flat out basically made it seem like they're like, hey, do you think the medical system or the medical patients would be fine if they just got their cannabis from the rec store?
Right. And the obvious answer for everybody should be fuck no.
Right.
But that one question has raised so many concerns. I can tell you guaranteed that the government has already made up their mind what they're going to do.
I know what they made up their mind.
Yeah. They remember the consultations that we did with Health Canada back in 2010 that went over like a ton of bricks, and they basically come out and did the opposite of what we told them. And then we got a defeated medical cannabis program that was defeated before it even went to court. Right? If the medical cannabis program in Canada is implemented by the courts, and with rulings of basically all of them, starting with Terry Parker, all the way through Allard to get us the injunction where we are now, Owen Smith with concentrates and edibles and things like that. Guaranteed that there'd be if they pull this stunt where they try and get rid of the medical cannabis program in Canada, the patients would be going back to court. But who's prepared for another fight?
Well, you know what?
While everybody's watching Marijane get all snuggled up.
You know what I'm going to do?
Sorry, I was talking and Al had me muted. I guess I was making too much noise.
Yeah, you were driving me nuts. So you know what I'm going to do, Marcel? Legally, every household in Canada has 4 plants, correct?
No.
No. Is it just Ontario?
No. Almost every province except Quebec still can't grow at home.
Okay.
And
so
Alberta.
Here's my point.
No, it was Manitoba, but I think Manitoba was overturned, wasn't it? Or they still have it?
I don't know. Hear me out for a second.
I think they still had it.
Hear me out for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
We're going to say every household except for Quebec can grow 4 plants. That's per address, not per person. Just want to make that clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove a point. Hold on one sec.
I have a question about what you're talking about. If there's more than one apartment on the same property.
It's by address as far as I know.
By address.
Okay, so if it's like apartment 201, that's a separate address than 202. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can prove that, yes, a medical cannabis patient like myself with diabetes and bad pain shit from it and broken bones and blah, 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 if I can grow enough 4 plants to sustain myself. Now, I want to remind people that's 4 plants continuously, not just 4 plants, then you got to wait. And then 4 plants, and then you got to wait.
Outdoor.
No.
Indoor too?
No. You can grow 4 plants at a time.
Right. But when you're finished growing those 4 plants is when you start your next 4.
That's right. Okay.
So you're not continuously getting 4 plants. You're still only getting at most 3 grows a year, depending on what you're using for starting material.
But my point is most people can't afford $1,000 to set up a grow room.
And most people can't survive off of 4 plants outdoors.
Outdoor. I'm talking about both. I'll do 4 plants inside and 4 plants outside.
So 4 plants.
It's still
But you
not
can't
enough.
have plants inside when they're growing outside.
I know that. I'm talking in the winter and the summer.
Okay. So you might be able
No,
to
I am
grow
licensed. I have 19 plants.
Right,
So,
but you're licensed for 19 plants, and that's totally fine. But you're saying for somebody to sustain this,
I want to try and see how much I can get in a year's time only growing 4 plants
That's a good challenge.
at a time.
I still think you'll be buying weed though.
I already still am already. Yeah, I've already gone
If
through
you're-
most of
if
what I
you're
grew.
really good grower, 4 plants.
Now remember, okay, I've got
let's put you on a half
I got
decent
5.5 feet in the grow house, and I've got about the same, maybe 6 feet in the grow room in the basement. That will be
Right, but scrog them out and say you get half a pound per plant.
okay.
All right, that's 2 pounds for your grow. Your next grow, 2 pounds. So there's your indoor season. You got 8 pounds in your indoor season. Your outdoor season, let's say you got half decent plants. You grow your 4 plants outdoors.
Now I'm going to start in April. Let's say because I've got the greenhouse. I'm going to start really
start
early.
in April, don't forget you're only doing this with 4 plants.
Yes. So that I can but I'll be able to get another batch of plants out if I start in April or even earlier.
Yeah, but you get two batches indoors.
I already know the solution.
Okay.
For this. No one wants to hear it. I already told the government this.
Yep.
The rule should be a household should have 8 to 10 plants. Pick your number. The other thing you got to consider is the average Canadian medical cannabis consumer is 2 grams a day, which is 712 grams a year.
So most just people raised can get away to 5.
It. But here's the other caveat: if people are getting 19 or 20 grams, 50 plants or 100 plants, they got to go on to the federal monthly CTLS and record where that product's going. What they're concerned about and why they're attacking medical cannabis is all these gray market barns where they get in the weed.
Yeah.
I'm just calling a spade a spade. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
But that's how you solve it. 10 plants. Yeah. That's going to give most households, the average household, need it. If you need a medical prescribed, you get it prescribed by your doctor. The only difference is they can give those medical home growers a CTLS account, like an LP or a micro.
Yeah.
And you input your data and your grams
so
per
then
month,
they can track where your weed is going.
And that way you shut down the ones that are fucking it for everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the solution right there.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
I know, that's why I should be a politician.
Yeah, well, maybe one day. After you're done growing weed, Len.
Go replace
except I get short and just tell people to fuck off. Then it doesn't work.
Lenny's going to be the mayor.
No, I can't be.
The mayor.
I know the right answers. I just don't have the patience for it, though.
Yeah.
But that solution right there pretty much addresses everybody's issue. And the other part that's going to happen for the people that don't want to grow, cannabis is going into pharmacies.
Well, it already has, really. If you want to be,
it'll just be a medical prescription. No more forms, no more crazy.
And that's also going to make it possible for people on disability and other insurance policies to collect on it.
Only if the insurance starts to pay for it.
That doesn't guarantee they'll cover it out.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee on that one. But
Pennsylvania's doing it, though. They're giving every senior $50 to put towards their medical cannabis.
Nice segue there, buddy.
$50 is how much I pay a month in papers.
Only took him 8 years to get into the segue business.
You know what? Better than a kick in the teeth. So
yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? But that's actually not bad.
That's not bad. You know.
Yeah, pay for my papers.
I pay your papers.
How much did you say? 50 or 15?
50.
50.
50.
That's not bad for an older person who has never tried cannabis and is taking other things that could, you know what I mean? Like that. Oh man, even if you try a topical.
That could be a placebo effect according to that study.
So what if it is?
Exactly.
People take sugar pills all the time.
I don't know. We could tell pretty quick who had placebos and who didn't.
But that is the
remember.
easiest solution, though, for people getting a grow at home license.
Yeah.
Just give them a CTLS account. Just gotta report the real basic: how many plants you're growing, how many grams you got. Oh, how much did you consume? Oh, you consumed 20,000 kgs or grams this month. I might come knock on your door and like, pardon?
Yeah, it was a good month.
Yeah. Or again, if you are delivering to a medical patient, who's the name? Like who got it?
I think one thing that they're going to go after and chop is the DG program. I think that they're going to take that away. Because that's
I
a
don't
lot.
know if they
That's
can, because that's right back from Hitzig.
yeah, but you know what? That's part of the
That's
issue.
sad if they
That's
do.
part of the issue, though, because people are going out and getting enormous accounts, and they're not really medical, and then they're setting up these grows with DGs that are professional. And,
Well,
you
no,
know,
But that's the thing.
the problem
though,
is
if
the
they
enormous,
can
That's the
track
whole
where it's
enormous
going.
thing.
can only hear one person at a time.
Sorry.
It's okay. Who wants to go first?
I was just saying it's the enormous size of the license.
Yes.
It's not having a designated grower necessarily.
Yes. You're right. Correct.
Right, but a patient that needs a high amount very likely hasn't got the ability to
Yeah,
grow.
I would
the
say
amount
most
they need.
high grammage patients, real or not, have a grower, because I know I couldn't grow that much. You know, so I would, if I had the means to do something like that, I would consider doing something like that, using a DG.
No,
I can't-
I think
you know.
I
you have
can't
the
even
designated
grow.
grower. Have the designated grower program, but as I said, make them report.
Yep.
All right, how many grams you've sold or gifted to that person and who, and have to report it monthly. And if they see funky shit going on, they're going to come knocking.
As they
so
should.
At least keep you which they should. So if it's ethical and legit, let it go.
Look, I'm
Allow
growing
farm-gate
weed for
sales
me,
so anybody can
not for
sell it
anybody
and
else.
flood the market.
Right? And people who are doing that and capitalizing on it big time are wrong. If you're a medical patient, be a medical patient. If you're not, if you're a recreational, go get your fucking license and do it properly. You know, but it won't happen. But now all of my friends in the legacy market are going to be going, "Oh, ow!" But anyways,
Well, no, but that is what the government is pissed off, is these massive designated grower licenses, and they know it's going. They know it's not going where it should go.
Mhm.
Not all. I'm not. I say not all. We know there's bad ones out there.
Well, you've heard stories about people.
They're getting
People
$20
get
extras from
designated
somewhere.
growers.
No, I'll give you an example. I require a designated grower. My license is for 146 plants. I can't grow 146 plants by myself.
there's my point right there.
So I get a designated grower. That designated grower supplies me with 900 grams per month every month. Whatever that grower gets above and beyond, I don't care.
Well, that's
It has no
that's
issues to me.
That's always
What
been the way
happens
that
with
program
everything.
works. You go in it, the grower grows you your allotment by script from the doctor, and they keep whatever's over.
But like Lennie was saying, what happens to that extra? Where does that go?
That's none of my
That goes to
business. I got
legacy
my
market.
meds.
That's
It's
what
none
they-
of your business, but it's the government's business.
That's
what
what
they're-
they're getting. That's
Okay.
what they're angry about. They're losing
So-
taxes.
So what I would rather see them do is allow the designated growers, but allow those designated growers to sell their overages
Yes.
to the market
Or even
farm gate
patients.
sales.
Even patients should be able to sell their overgrow to another patient.
Oh, and I think they should be able to gift it or sell it to the patient, and again, have an auditable trail. Like, okay, Marcel
Sure.
got
If that's
900
what you have
grams
to
this month
do.
from this person.
You have to have a
And that-
trail for every script that goes through your pharmacy. You have to have a trail.
100%.
What if-
You know, so
What if you had
why shouldn't we? We're growing medicine. We should be treated as we're growing medicine.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you
That's
think
what-
they would
when I
ever
said
consider?
CTLS, when I meant CTLS, that's what that would track.
Yeah. What was that?
Like if I was a designated grower, I would report, 10,000 grams went.
But they don't do that. They've never done that.
This person.
Look, way back when, and Marcel will know this story, okay?
Yeah.
I found a DG, and this when I was doing the show with Amy. I found a DG, and we checked him out. Everything came back. He brought us some really good product to try, and we decided that 4 of us, one with cancer, was going to submit our paperwork so he could establish his grow. I've
heard this story so many times from so many different people.
My point exactly. He ended up taking those papers and setting up his grow and then disappearing. We didn't get our meds. We didn't get our paperwork back. He got shunned, but, we won't go into that.
That's a person that deserves to go to hell.
Yeah.
That's
trust me, I've ran into a few of them over the years.
Oh, yeah, but that's just an asshole.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I've seen some...
Would you like to hear the audio from when we got him in the car, Amy and I? No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I have it, but we won't play it. No.
So I'm going to change the topic here and go back to what you guys were talking about with the overages and the designated growers. Okay. So this is a little off topic, but on topic. So I order from a website called Wish, and they started a thing where you could go and pick it up at a local store because too many people were robbing the packages from the doorstep.
3 or 4 in Hamilton in the last week. Anyways, go ahead.
So what they did was it says, if you don't, I went to pick up a package today. It says, if I don't pick it up by December 9th, it's going to be sent back. I'm going to be charged a restocking fee. So anyways, I asked the guy at the store, do you guys actually send back the packages? And he said, no, it costs more to send it back. And I'm like, okay, first of all, now I'm upset. I'm paying a restocking fee for something that he's not even sending back, and they're not restocking it. But then he tells me that they're to donate everything that's past its thing. And I was like, where do you donate it? He's like, anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my thought process is, what about if there was a program? Yeah, my friends, whatever. Anyways. but my thought was, would there ever be a system in the cannabis space where any of that overage, obviously the designated grower would get some sort of payment, but to still have medical patients be able to get this cannabis at an extremely low cost? Because it's medically grown cannabis. It's for patients anyway.
Lori used to tell us that she paid, what was it, $3 a gram? Or was it 3 cents a gram, Marcel? I can't remember.
What, her cost to grow it for herself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, we had worked it out that she was around 3 cents per gram growing outdoors. Yeah. Is what her cost was. Not including labor. But when you're working in your own garden, you don't count that as labor. You count that as
most medical people that I know, they're not going for the super plants. They're going for the high whatever they need out of it plant.
Right.
It's the cannabinoids and the terpenes.
Yeah. But there's some patients that are growing hemp because they want CBD.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Whatever the cannabinoid is.
So it's.
Let's say it like Chris. Cannabinoid.
Cannabinoid. Chris Backer.
Cannabinoid.
Yeah. Cannabinoid.
I feel like that's a rapper name. Cannabinoid.
No, that's what Chris Backer calls cannabinoids. Yes. Is cannabinoids. He's done it right from the day I met him.
Oh, and it cracks me up every time.
I like cannabinoids.
Yeah, cannabinoids. Darcy.
Yo.
What's our grow segment tonight?
I have no fucking clue, Marcel.
You did know we were doing a show, didn't you, Darcy?
What's that?
You did know we were doing a show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't plan as usual out, so
This is how grow.
You're on, bitch.
You're on, yeah. No, right now I'm looking at the NSLC website, and they sell bath bombs now.
All right. Well, I got something I want to bring up.
Yes.
We were talking last week in our chat there about autopots.
Autopots.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So I had questions because I have questions that need answers.
Well, then what are your questions?
Well,
that's usually when you ask a question when you need an answer.
That's right. Why can it's basically a gravity-fed watering system, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So why can I not make one out of bins?
You can, but it's...
You could, but you need a float valve on each pot.
I can teach you off. Sorry, Marcel. I'm just going to tell me real quick. Off the radio, me and Marcel can teach you how to make one because we were taught how to make one.
Well, I'm thinking I'd like it be more adventurous for me to do that than go and spend $700 to have a pot system that I could literally make out of bins.
Okay, when you say autopot, do you mean the bucket of water with the air stone and the bubbler and the mesh pot with the
No, this is what we were talking about, the difference between the two.
That's deep water culture?
Yeah, we were talking about that too. I didn't know what the difference between the two were.
So I'll explain it because I can do it really quick.
Okay.
With deep water culture, you basically have a 5-gallon bucket with a mesh basket that fits on the top that would have lava stone or anything, any medium to hold a plant. The roots grow down through the rocks above the water, and you have water sitting in the bottom of the bucket that has an air stone, so it's creating a mist, and that's what actually feeds the plant. You can advance that by making a recirculating deep water culture. And what a recirculating system does is it drops water in at the top of the plant. It goes down through the roots.
Your chair is squeaking, Darcy.
Into the bucket, and then it is sent back to the tank. And it recirculates that water through the plant all the time.
So the roots basically grow down deep enough so that they're kind of hanging there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
And literally fill.
Because I back in the 70s, literally, my mom's good friend had a hydroponics store, and they had a big table in the background. They eventually got busted, but they were open for a few years, and they had a big table and it was like a giant fish tank with rocks in it, and everything was just kind of. So I saw it very early firsthand, and now it's interesting to see that that's the same process. That's basically what these pots are about, right?
Well, back in the 90s, I was selling those air pumps to hydroponic stores all over BC.
And they're not just fish pumps, right?
Well, yeah.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, basically. An aquarium pump is the best one to use, only because it's made for putting oxygen into water.
And that's exactly what you want.
Which is what you want, and you want it to recirculate, so it's recirculating the nutrients. Autopots are a soilless medium or soil, and it's literally a big pot full of dirt. But that pot fits into a tray. The tray has a float valve, much like you'd have in a toilet, so that when the water comes up to a certain level, it stops, and it holds until the plunger drops down a bit, or the float drops down a bit, and then it allows it to fill up with water again from one central reservoir.
Could you not just do that on a free feed, though, like so that it just kind of drips down? Because I've seen the ones that just kind of drip down. You got a hose that goes around the top, and it just kind of drips in constantly.
You can do that, but then you've got to drain that water out of those plants.
What if you have
Right.
What if you
Put
have a
it
pot
over
system?
top of your floor drain?
Yeah, exactly.
So
or you
you-
have a place that where it goes.
If you can pipe from the bottom of that container to a drain, so that it will gravity feed to that drain. I'll show you an easy way to do it with 2 5-gallon buckets.
Well, I want 8, but okay.
No, but
No,
per.
4.
No, the advantage
Could
with
he
2
not
per,
use a big tote?
Well, that's what I've got. I've got all the big totes that I brought up here from
because
moving.
he wants to do 2 rooms.
Okay.
What I'm doing is 4 and 4, right?
Right. So if you do 4 in 5-gallon buckets,
that's inside.
Right?
Outside, I'm just doing 4.
Will you let me finish?
Yes.
If you do 4, take 8 buckets per room.
Yep.
1 bucket fits into the other bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a space at the bottom.
Then there you have a little bit of a reservoir.
Right. You pump put your drain from 4 of those buckets. The other bucket, you drill holes all through the bottom. Put down a fiber mat, anything. Copper
so
works
dirt
really
doesn't
good.
fall out.
Exactly, but you also don't want your roots to go out either. Right? So basically it acts as a barrier, allows moisture up and nothing else to grow down through.
Okay.
Because the roots will travel, right? The advantage with this is as soon as you're done veg, you can pick that 5-gallon bucket up and take it into your other room and put it into another 5-gallon bucket that's already plumbed.
Yes. That was my next
drain it out.
That was my next idea. The easiest way to do that it would be to use extra buckets. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you basically you'd have 8 buckets that are attached to the floor from 2 different rooms.
Okay.
So then you can take your veg right into flour.
Yep.
So
you're not moving the buckets, you're just moving the plants.
Right. Well, the buckets that the plants are in.
Yeah.
Right.
The inside bucket.
Yeah. So you pick up those 4, you move them over to veg, you start your next 4 in new medium in the new buckets that have been placed into the original buckets that are pumped in.
That's right.
Then you need a water feed system. So if you're going to do a gravity fed, then you've got to have a float in a reservoir that's going to fill up that reservoir as you need it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing that type of watering, it's good to try and check your outflow EC.
I don't know what.
Right, so the water that's running off, see how much nutrients you're actually wasting.
Oh, okay. I get that.
Because that's not being recirculated. With the autopot, it's getting the nutrients all the time. Right? But it's only going to uptake what it needs. There is no extra runoff.
So you put the nutrients in the reservoir.
In the reservoir, but if you do that, then I'm going to suggest you use the Floramax system maintenance in that reservoir. Even if you're just using water, use that system maintenance. And that system maintenance will keep that clear, and it'll stop buildup of the float, because the little float that shuts the water off can get gummed up and shut your water off permanently.
Well,
then you're
if I ever get any, I will use it.
That's no good.
Yeah.
But you can always get it from Darcy.
Yeah.
Darcy, send them some system maintenance.
There you go.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah.
That'd be easier for Jason to send it to him because Jason's already in Ontario.
Well, tell Jason to send him some. But
yeah, you actually got to send him some of the whole line, actually.
This stuff works really good, so it prevents any of the salt buildups that you get from nutrients.
And I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of calcium in the water here. It's very hard water here.
Yeah, but for autopots, I've always used them just for water, and I top feed nutrients.
Well, wouldn't you get buildup in the hoses if you're always putting nutrients in it as well?
This is the idea of system maintenance.
Okay.
And system maintenance just goes in it. But even if you're just using water. So the first time I tried system maintenance was on the reservoir with just nothing but water. But there was a lot of old plaque and staining from past nutrient use. And the water was a bit cloudy. And as soon as I put this in, that water cleared up and all of that staining went away.
Oh, cool.
And the lines had been flushed through, whereas before you'd have to unhook everything, shut the water off from the reservoir, unhook your line, to blow through your lines to try and clear any clogs that might be in the line, and then put it all back together. So I'm a big fan of this system maintenance. It's amazing.
And it's all organic too, Al.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to be technical about it, I grew organic this year because I only used that. Yeah, I only used the chicken shit once.
Here you go. Yeah. We'll get you better this year.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, at some point this winter, I hope to start. Right. I'm not rushing into it. I want to do it right, and I want to be frugal about it. And I think I really, it's time to.
Are you on a well?
No, I have flowing water.
You have town water.
I have town water. Yeah.
Is it metered?
I pay monthly, fucking $80 a month. 3 months. So it's metered. It's like $203 every 3 months or 4 months.
Yeah, so it's metered.
No,
so
it's not. It's not metered though. No, it's flat rate.
Is it?
Yep. And it's paid separately because I just paid it. That's how I know.
Right, but make sure that it's flat rate and not by usage.
It's not by usage at all. This is what you get. There's no meter downstairs. Ours it's right into the house.
So the last thing I want is to have water constantly dripping through 8 lines.
No, you know what? And I've thought about that, Marcel. Unlike the hydro, the water, I'm paying for it anyways. I'm going to fucking use it.
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, do the 5-gallon bucket system. It's an easy system to do. A lot less plumbing than trying to make your own auto pots, because if you're making your own auto pots, you've got to make a float.
Well, we're gonna do it together. So when I get everything together, and we're gonna turn the camera on in there and build stuff.
Good. So. Go to Canadian Tire and get 16 buckets.
I have 2 already. Who's clicking, Darcy?
Why is it always me?
Because it usually is.
That's what we want to know.
But it actually isn't.
Yes, sir.
Once.
Go to Canadian Tire and get 16 buckets.
They're cheaper at Home Depot.
Okay, go to Home Depot and get 16 buckets.
Okay.
You got a Home Depot up there?
No, I don't. No, it's 3 hours away. There's a Canadian Tire I can go to.
I'm like, fuck, Truro doesn't even have Home Depot.
We have
but they're getting a Pizza Hut though.
There's the Home Depot in Thunder Bay, I believe. Click, 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 click.
My wife loves Pizza Hut.
You don't need the lids.
Okay, so that's $2 off.
Yeah.
I will price them. I can order them. I'll find them.
I just saved you like $32 right off the top. Well, if you're going to order them online, order black ones.
Well, I'll order them off Amazon. I'll get them bulk. Yeah. Right.
But you need 16 of them.
Okay.
And then you need plumbing.
Dean, because he's on a respirator, has hundreds and hundreds of tube. We were laughing about that the other day. He's got hundreds of feet of tubing.
Of what size tubing?
It's the clear stuff that he has his air hose.
So you want to prefer to have it dark, Al?
Okay. Well,
it's going to grow algae.
It's not. Stuff's not too expensive, and it's easy to get. So.
Yeah, but black tubing, bulkhead fittings.
Okay.
Right, and bulkhead fittings that'll go through the side of a bucket.
Yeah.
Because you got to drill a hole at the bottom of the bucket to put the bulkhead fitting in.
Yep.
And all the bulkhead means is one side's attached to the inside.
And
of the
they will have have everything that Canadian Tire, wouldn't they?
Very likely.
But Home Depot for sure.
Yeah, Home Depot should have it.
What about a Home Hardware? We have one in town here. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
You don't have a hydroponic store up that way? I'm surprised.
No.
And then, so have you got a floor drain?
There will be one, yes, because the room is built on a platform. Because at the time the room was built, it was a wet basement, but that's been fixed. There's no more water issues, but it's basically on stilts. It's about a foot off the ground. So I can cut a hole in the center after I wrap it with the Panda, and then put a drain in it, and then I'm going to run a hose right into the drain, like the floor drain.
No, you're going to run 8 hoses into the drain.
Well, I was thinking of running the individual hoses into a bucket, and then from there it'll go into the drain, just like a reservoir from the output, just so it doesn't overflow.
Okay,
couldn't you put like 2 into a Y and then?
Yeah, or something. You know, like there's all kinds. I can see the pieces in my head that I'm going to try and get, right? So.
All right.
Like there's you can get like a bar with a lot of nipples on it. You know what I mean? Like
okay, so that's your supply, or that's your exit.
We also have a 3D printer that we can utilize for making things. I just want to say.
Well, probably take you longer.
Can you 3D print me?
I don't know. We're gonna go and take a CAD's course. One of the home learning places. They have one here in town for the kids, and they have classes. And one of the classes is, I think, what did Dean say? It's 3D, learning how to 3D use your 3D printer. So they teach you how to do CAD and everything. Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to create a mini me.
I want a 3D laser. That's what I want. A laser cutter. Right.
All right, Al. Now we got to talk about how to supply feed to all of these plants.
Individually or in the one bucket?
Well, you're gonna do each plant's gonna have to get feed and water.
You know we're gonna have to go over this and over this and over this, but that's okay.
Oh, I know.
It's called learning.
But
that's okay.
It's a grow segment.
That's right.
Your options are put your reservoir up higher than your plants.
I have a table for it already. I already have a table that's up higher. It's about the 3-foot mark.
The other option would be to use a small pump.
Well, I thought about I could incorporate a fish something, a blower fish thing.
Well, no, you want enough. It's got to be enough volume to go to all
push
of the
it.
plant.
Oh, okay.
You want a submersible pump, Al?
Just a little pond pump. Would that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But then you got to hook a line on that'll supply all 4 plants with water.
With enough water.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Then you've got to have a small valve.
We're going to have to do some drawings and shit
at each plant to regulate the outflow.
Wow.
Because you don't want to overfeed and you don't want to underfeed.
Or I could just buy a 4 set of pots and mimic it.
Or you could use autopots.
That's $600 worth of crap when I can do it in 2 for two, if that.
Actually, you can buy all.
You're doing it for 2, but you're also I don't know if you can get away with 2 because you need all of those valves and fittings.
True.
Each plant needs its own valve and fitting. You can get them online.
You can get everything online.
Right, but irrigation kits. But don't go and grab a cheap one because I'll tell you what, those little suckers clog quick. And once they clog, then you've got a plant that's not getting anything.
Okay, so we've got aquaponics, we've got hydroponics, and we've got.
We didn't talk about aquaponics.
So
aquaponics is totally different.
And that's actually if I have a free flowing water source,
that's not aquaponics.
Okay.
Aquaponics.
Aquaponics is fish.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you're using the nutrients from the fish.
Hydroponics is with the water.
Plants.
Yes. That's
hydroponics is water and air stones. Deep water culture
flowing.
Is hydroponics.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought hydroponics was anything that was just like indoors with like hydro.
No.
The
hydro in hydroponics is the water, not hydro. Is water.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I will tell you, Al, I grew in soil or near soil mix, the Pro Mix, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was using as well.
you're saying, oh, it's going to be this much money for all the valves and the buckets and whatever. But I tell you, at $50 a fucking bale of dirt, and you got to buy more dirt and buying more dirt. And it's like my garden outside is great. It's got lots of dirt now, but like it's.
But you're not growing at home anymore because it's cheaper for you to buy.
I fucking unplugged everything. I'm like, it's too bad you weren't closer. I'd give you a good deal on everything.
A lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are doing that. Yep. Okay, it
I
cost
got
me
2 tents and lights and.
I had a dehumidifier running downstairs. I had a fan blowing on the plants in the greenhouse. It cost me $350 for hydro last month.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's come down to.
I will say that I only have one utility, and that's hydro. So, because I have a high efficiency hydro furnace, right? So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm going back through pictures to give you an example of deep water culture.
Okay, well, you can put them up here.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It's called Present now. It's not called Share. It's called Present.
Well, before you put it up, you should show how adorable my kitty cat is.
Well, we've been watching you play with your pussy for the last half an hour, so.
Well, she jumped on me.
I know. We saw. She is a cutie.
Love.
Steven's like, I walk in the room now and Steven's like, meow, come here. I want to be scrubbed under the neck. Always like, and he goes fucking crazy when you rub him right here in his nose. He's just like,
my cat started this new thing where she drools when you scratch her, like you're saying in that one spot with Steven.
Yeah.
She drools.
No, he doesn't drool. He started biting me.
Oh yeah, no, they do that.
I know, and I know it's just a love thing, but he licks.
Yeah.
Oh, the neighbor's dogs are outside.
They're weird.
Can you hear them?
No.
Rose is gonna start.
I was gonna crack a joke and say all I hear is Darcy's chair, but he's got it on mute.
He got you that.
You can still hear it.
Yeah.
It's okay, Darcy.
You might hear it. Does it say that tonight? No, it don't. It had made me look for a second, MJ, because I thought it was in there.
Cersei figured out how to spell his name now.
Mm-hmm. I did.
I forget what year that was.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I'm getting close. There we go.
So you know you had a good night when you're watching a movie with the mute on after eating edibles and you think you're deaf.
Hey, question. Speaking about watching shit, did anybody watch Wednesday? Anybody?
No.
Yes.
No.
Did you like it?
Yes.
I loved it. And they've already signed for 2 more fucking seasons.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really well done. And
it broke records.
It
had like the most watched hours on Netflix in history or something.
I was tickled pink the minute I saw Uncle Fester. and I can't remember his name, but I mean he's been in a lot of shit. He played Gomez, but it's the chubby Gomez, not the suave.
It's Gomez from the
cartoons.
From the original cartoon.
Yeah, from the cartoons.
Yeah, Luis Guzman. I love his.
Oh yeah, he played Hawk in the remake of Spencer for Hire, and I love that character, right? And he pulled it off because that was James Avery that did it with Robert.
Yeah.
What's his face there, Robert?
All right, let me go in and change. My
what was his name?
Here.
No, Robert. Fuck.
Yeah, it's not. Spencer for Hire.
That was a good show. I like that show. You know the other old show that I liked? You ever watched Wise Guy? with Jonathan Banks and Kenneth something. No? Before your time? Yeah.
No.
Long before mine.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
You remember that one, Marcel? Wise guy?
What's that?
Robert.
Do you remember Wise guy?
Robert,
Urlick.
Eric.
Yeah.
There's
make
no
me
L.
big, Al.
I am looking.
Make me big.
All right. You know you can do that, right?
Yeah, I know. But that's a deep water culture.
Okay, yeah, that's
So it's literally that little white tube on your right
fills it with water and it just suspends itself.
No.
Oh.
No, that's an air stone.
Oh, okay.
So it's creating the bubbles down there to make that water all foamy.
Oh.
To make oxygen.
But it just suspends itself in the water.
Yeah, because it's sitting in a basket.
Okay.
It's just the way the picture's cropped. Let me see if I can change that.
But what I'm getting at is only the roots sit
The
in the water.
basket is above.
Correct? Only the roots? Yeah. Okay.
Hang on.
Spencer for Hire was only 3 seasons.
Was it?
And here some of the actors have always obviously had a guest appearance or an episode.
Okay.
Ed O'Neill.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson. Who else was on there? That was kind of Giancarlo Esposito.
Who the hell is that?
He's a Breaking Bad guy.
Oh, okay.
Right, Alfred Gustavo.
Oh,
Mark
yes,
Mark Maron.
Yes, okay.
Eric Roberts. Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson.
Oh, wow.
Ghostbuster.
Wow.
I thought that was fairly impressive.
It's an impressive list.
Well, yeah, I recently sat down and started watching the $6 Million Man from the pilot.
So your bucket is above that.
And then all it is basically it's a pot with holes in the bottom for the roots to come out.
Oh my God, I have one of those.
Yeah.
I might even be able to grab it. Let me move my kitty. I'm sorry, kitty.
Some of them will look like a basket. There's literally holes around the sides and the bottom.
I do. I have one of those. Here. I bought it for doing art. Wait. Can you show me?
That's perfect. That's exactly what it is.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Could I not make...
But this is a
I can
small
buy those,
one.
right? I can get a bigger one that will fit into a 5-gallon pot, no?
Yeah,
that's doing hydroponics.
Oh, okay.
So deep water culture.
Okay.
Yes.
So which is better?
That's up to you to decide.
Well, which is cheaper?
That's up to you to decide. They both have their pros and they both have their cons.
My basic understanding is deep water culture is cheaper, more weight, huge plants, but easy to fuck up. Am I wrong?
You're pretty bang on.
It's a lot less labor because you're
very less labor.
You're not getting rid of soil and stuff like that.
You're just dumping water at once a week.
Yeah. Very, very small margin for error.
If you plumb your buckets so that you can drain them once a week.
Oh, sorry.
Like, geez.
I was trying to unmute you, and then you unmuted it, and then I remuted you. That's fucking
okay, so here's a bucket.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then...
We know what buckets look like. That's the lid. Yeah.
Okay.
See the holes?
With the basket.
But it's smaller.
On that lid, there should be a hole.
No, I didn't drill it yet.
Okay, drill a hole.
But yes, there would be a hole.
That's
where
right
you
in
have
line
to
for
put
your
your
airstone.
Yeah. I thought you could put it in here.
So I can buy all that shit that she's got right there. I can buy that. That's exactly what I was thinking of getting.
Well,
bucket,
that's great.
20 liters.
If you want to do deep water culture, then we just re-talk everything.
You just talked about all the wrong shit.
Okay, well, it's gonna
We can do that.
It's going to be whatever I can get. So I have to look and see what's available and stuff.
You have the internet, man. You can get whatever the fuck
I know,
you want.
and that'll be my adventure for this week. I'm still waiting for my electronic kitty litter box that I got for the cat. It ended up by you guys in Newfoundland.
That's good.
Well, I just want to say something really quick here.
Okay.
You know you can hatch your own spider terrarium that come with the spiders?
You can buy anything.
Why would you want to do that?
If you really like spiders. Darcy shops for weird shit, you know.
Yeah, it really comes with spiders, and each terrarium comes with a rare spider.
Oh, really?
A rare,
unless the radioactive, Darcy, who gives a shit?
Like that ant farm that fell off my desk. What do you do when that happens with the spiders?
I don't know. When I used to manage part of a pet store years ago, and I got a call from this guy, and he's freaking out because his tarantula escaped. And he said, do you have any idea where I might look? And I said, behind the fridge, behind the stove. It's going to be looking for someplace warm because it was coming on to wintertime. I said, it's going to be somewhere holed up, trying to keep warm. He said, I'm not too concerned. He said, if it comes out. He said, for me, he said, but we have my mother-in-law living with us. And I said, yeah, if you're really concerned, you might want to just call pest control and have them fumigate your house. But he lost his pet tarantula. And they wouldn't hurt it. It would just wake up in the middle of the night with a big hairy spider sitting on your chest.
You've really upset me.
Give you a heart attack.
You've really upset me now.
Why?
Oh, because I don't do spiders. What'd you say? Oh, God, here he goes. Is that what you said?
You're afraid of spiders?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't like spiders, no. There's some pretty fucking
snakes?
Big-ass fucking spiders up here.
What about snakes?
Not crazy about them, but if a gardener went by me, it wouldn't bother me.
A garden snake? Yeah, those
today,
things are like shoelaces.
Was it? No, yesterday, I believe. Or it might have been this morning, actually. I was watching two birds, and they were obviously fighting with each other. And then I looked. One was a raven, and one was an eagle. And that was a little battle I watched. I don't know if he got him, but it looked like he wanted him, that's for sure.
Lenny, you afraid of snakes and spiders?
Yep.
You're like afraid of snakes?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. Ready for this?
What's that?
There's nobody born with a natural fear of snakes.
Really? So how does
Snake fear is taught.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Animals are instinctively fearful of behavior that they don't understand.
Not humans. Human babies are curious. So a human baby will play with a snake because it doesn't know what it is. But through learning, they can develop a fear of snakes. Look at the way the Bible has portrayed them. So a lot of it gets passed down through religion. And people aren't born with a natural fear of snakes.
Well, I guess a lot can be argued about heights and, fear of intimacy.
Heights are different because heights, almost everybody will have somewhat of a fear of heights at around 33 feet, which is basically one atmosphere. Most people's legs will get wobbly.
Mine are like 3 rungs of a ladder.
Except Iroquois Indians. And Iroquois Indians, for some reason, don't have a natural fear of heights. Wow. That's why they were used so much extensively on the high-rise buildings in New York and stuff.
Yeah, I just saw some documentaries.
Maybe that's why I'm not afraid. I got that blood.
Fear is weird because it can debilitate you, but it can also motivate you.
Well, they say the best rewards in life are actually just on the other side of the greatest fear.
Yeah.
You just have to like push past that fear to get to that moment.
Yeah.
Like skydiving or.
I have a fear of stairs. Seriously.
I took a jump course, and the course was 3 weeks long, and the course commander come out ahead of time to give everybody the little welcome lecture, and the welcome lecture kind of went like this. You're here for 3 weeks. First week, we're going to separate the men from the boys. Second week, we're going to separate the men from the idiots. And the third week, we're going to let the idiots jump.
I saw that movie. No, I'm kidding.
So this is what this guy said to us. And this was back in the 80s. And
that's when they were able to yell at you guys.
Oh, man, did they ever. That was a heartbreaking course, man. Physically, mentally exhausting.
Come on, you maggot! Let's go! Let's go!
And they were right. You had to be an idiot to get to the end to jump out of the plane. Only because of what you had to go through to get to that point.
You know, I probably will never be able to do it because of my health, but something I would like to do before I die is jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Seriously.
I'll tell you what. It's an exhilarating feeling, and the easiest one is the first one.
Yeah, no doubt, and there'll probably be only one. But
because the first one, when you jump out of the plane, you're so excited and the adrenaline's pumped up, you just can't wait. And you jump. And you see how awesome it is. And then you land. And it's a 50-50 chance whether you say, I want to do that again, or I'm never doing it again. Because when you land and you get ready to go the second time, you start thinking of all the things that can go wrong.
Yes. Well, I'll be like that before then. But I probably never
that's
be
why
able
I'm
to
so
do it.
smart. I already thought about all the things that go wrong.
I probably would never be able to do it.
What about going to the iFly instead?
You know, David and I were going to do that
didn't have
before
that
I
back
moved,
in the 80s
and
when I was in the
they don't have one of those upstairs. We went by it all the time, going back and forth from my apartment to the farm.
Yeah, and like Whippy. I think it is.
Yep.
There's one in Whippy.
Yeah, just outside Oshawa. Yep.
Yeah, you actually get more flight time if you do that, because obviously they can extend how high the sky is.
That's expensive too. Like that's
yeah, they're having crazy deals on right now, and ones where they actually put VR on you at the same time or some shit. I was like, that'd be trippy.
Neato. Well,
I wouldn't know which way was up.
We don't have anything like that up here anymore, so I don't have access.
Actually, I just saw somebody was selling their Oculus.
Because things are cool.
Did you? How do you like yours, Len? You've had it for a while now. Do you actually use it?
I haven't been using it much, but I still think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we love ours. We use it weekly.
Does it cause vertigo
for all sorts of things?
Those roller coaster thingies, yeah, you can find a little bit of weirdness to it.
Yeah.
Depending on the game, but a lot of times before you even buy the game, it says, like my son, he insisted he wanted this game, and I was like, dude, you know the rule. We buy the game, you play it for less than 2 hours, because if you don't like it, we'll ask for the refund. And he immediately was like, I can't play this. I feel like it was too disorienting.
I have not tried anything 3D like that. I have not tried it. I do not want to try it. I just want a big TV on my motherfucking wall. That's it.
Well, you would like the Oculus because, and I'll just say this,
it would be too
you could
disorienting.
watch Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, you could see the room with the thing on your face so that you can see through the thing. Yeah. It's like you do a double tap on the side and you can see the room. And then there's this other thing where you can put the Netflix or whatever in front of your face wherever you want, however big you want, and you literally could just lay in bed on your back and just watch whatever.
Have they come down in price?
Can you see my chandelier?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See that broken piece?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
That's in the Oculus.
Oh, you got angry, did you?
You made your median. You made your median too big. Your guardian.
I wrote I went to Walking Dead, the Saints and Sinners. I went to stab somebody with a knife, and.
But that's what I mean.
My fist went through it.
If your guardian was smaller, then
No,
you wouldn't have been able to
it's the
reach
height,
your.
the height. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I should have been sitting
I tell
down.
my kids the same thing all the time. I'm like, you're too close.
Darcy's
Make
wife
it
must
smaller,
have
make it
woken up. He
smaller.
disappeared.
Yeah, but no, I reached up to
His phone
stab
died.
down on a put a screwdriver through a zombie's head, and my fist went through the chandelier.
I've knocked a few things with my Wii, playing tennis and stuff like that, and I've knocked the golf club into the fucking screen. It didn't break it, thank fucking God.
So
I've
do you
hit
know
the
how
cat.
much it costs
I've hit
to replace.
I've hit the cat with the fucking tennis racket.
We should do the 420 radio show on the Oculus in the metaverse.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
on CBG TV.
That's your next. That's
we'd
your
all
next
have to,
mission, Al.
We'd all have to get one. How much are
You
they?
do. I think $500. I think.
Okay, so Oculus just came out with a new version. So the Oculus Quest 2 has come down in price.
To what?
I'm not sure.
400.
But everybody, if you go on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, people are selling them right now, trying to get rid of them. I think I seen one like $300.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
So-
but the remotes.
But
So if you whack one of those controllers,
You have one?
Those things are 150. Yeah, we have one here.
Okay,
it's
and
$150
Len, you have one?
to replace each one.
Yeah.
Darcy, does
take your
Darcy
word
have
for it.
one?
No.
Do you have one, Marcel?
No, fuck no.
Yeah, I don't either.
Froze. Huh?
Look, reality as it is way more fucked up than any video game. So I just sit back, watch this.
Yeah. Huh?
This is all the entertainment I need.
And-
Other than, remember we were talking before about Plex?
You know what? I
And all
just
of the
saw
channels?
a commercial for another one as well.
Pluto.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pluto. And it's got a lot of the same channels that Plex does, but it's got a lot of different ones.
Are you seeing that stupid fucking get cracking fucking commercials? Your weird commercials? There's a whole fucking set of them. They're fucking weird.
No.
Weird.
Get cracking?
Get cracking. Egg commercials, yeah.
The egg commercials?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen lots of
I like the one that's like, you're weird. It's like, you're weird.
That's
Eggs
the
for
whole.
breakfast.
Every commercial is the same script,
Every
but
lost
now
money.
they've got the one with the cowboy, and that cowboy is fucking weird, man.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. I don't get commercials because I watch like streaming platforms.
And well, I watch them as well, but I pay for the. Well, I don't care if I have commercials because I get up and walk around and do stuff. But
but that cowboy.
I've recently, and I just watched all of them. I recently binge watched Escape to the
Internet issue.
Chalet.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one? Escape to the Chalet.
No.
It's about an English couple who buys an old chalet, like almost a medieval 150-year-old thing, and renovate it for weddings, and it's 45 rooms chalet. But I binged watched that, and because it's just interesting
Is
how
this
they're.
like a home and
It's a
home and
DIY
garden or
thing.
a
Yeah, it's on
okay.
HG.
I binge watched Wednesday. It was good.
Well, I did as well. I finished watching it last night, actually.
Oh, we did it
I'm
the other
stuck
day.
on-
The day it
I'm
came
stuck
out, we
on
started
this.
watching.
I got up to episode
Wednesday and
5 of Wednesday. On Wednesday, I watched it.
Yeah.
I've been watching Chuck.
You know what? Chucky.
No.
No,
Oh,
it's on Prime Video. It's called Chuck. There's 5 seasons of it, and
Is it like an old NBC show?
yeah, I think I know the one.
I think so. It was about a guy who accidentally got sent some sensitive information by email and downloaded it to his brain and becomes very valuable
Irreverent.
to many people. It's actually the reason why we started watching it is because the boss, the gentleman Big Mike, who works at the Buy More, is actually one of Timmy's comedian friends. So,
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
you know
so we're
somebody.
watching it. I was like, I didn't know he was in that.
I've been watching. Just pulling up my list here. I watched all of the Brian Baumler's DIY shit too, because I got lots of stuff to fix here. But Stallone's new show is actually really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Is it another DIY?
No, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
Tulsa
Yeah,
King.
well, I was wondering because Pamela Anderson is now doing DIY.
I was just going to say, and I've been watching Pamela. I've watched the first 5 episodes. It's actually really good,
Yeah, I just keep thinking her husband, just some random contractor dude that just met Pamela Anderson and now he's just married to Pamela Anderson.
So this last episode, they're working on a gardening place to do gardening in a big garden area, and he's like, he was complaining about something. He says, "I never get anything," and he went, "Oh, wait a minute," because he got Pamela, right?
Yeah, you have Pamela Anderson. He's
hello. Like, wait a minute. No, I'll take that back, kind of thing, right? It's funny. But
I will say, I was watching, I was watching one of those episodes, and the one where she was going through her shoes.
Yep.
And she didn't get rid of anything.
Nope.
And she pulled out shoes from went out to this party and pants that were literally shoes.
She's had a hell of a life.
I was dying. I was like, I want all of it. I want it all. All the things.
So we got to go so that we don't go over and go over and get cut off. Anyone want to send anything out there to anybody?
I do.
Well,
I want to send love to all of our listeners.
Saying sit back and watch the show.
Do that again. Do that again.
I think I'm going on the Metaverse tomorrow. I haven't been on the Oculus in a while.
There you go. See, now you got something to do this weekend.
Lenny, I just heard of a new game. It's Nerf bow and arrows, Nerf guns and that sort of thing. Well, it's kind of like that. It's like warfare,
but on the Oculus.
With Nerf guns. Wow. On the Oculus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It is kind of cool, I guess. They watch Netflix and shit and being in a theater.
Well, okay. Now, how's the sound? Do you get earbuds with it and that too?
No, with the
sound, you don't need it.
The sound on it's actually pretty fucking good.
Cool.
Yeah, my kids go in rooms where they just talk to random other people, and you can hear people talking as if they're in the room beside my daughter.
So, on your TV screen, everybody else is seeing exactly what you see?
You can set it up that way, yeah.
Or can you see from third person? So can you see third person and you can actually see them?
No, you see what they see.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what they see, which is cool if they're on a roller coaster.
You should plug it in and put it on your monitor if you can, Len.
I find it, when I tried that, when I haven't been on in a while, when we used to try to stream it, it always froze on the TV. It wasn't that good.
Well, maybe one day we'll try it. We got to go, guys. Say goodbye.
Cool. Peace out.
Good night.
Thanks for listening. We're here every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. down in the East.
Friday.
Atlantic time.
What'd you say, Marcel?
And then 4 o'clock BC time?
What'd you say,
Sometimes
Marcel?
we miss.
Sometimes
I said almost Friday.
Almost every Friday. Well, I mean, we're coming up to Christmas.
We should put out reruns. We should put out reruns.
We do. We do.
You did last time.
We did last week. Last week I played Jack. Jack was here a couple of weeks ago. We played that. But we may take a break again because, Christmas is coming up. So we'll talk about it.
So,
okay,
reruns.
we got to go. Bye-bye.
What are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.